Alright, Soup Sunday. Let's take Rogie away. Let's take this away. As you can see, I have a character started. You guys haven't seen this one. Hey Duma, how you doing, man? Here's the deal with this guy. I will say hi to Rogie for you when I see her next. Here's the deal with this guy who I've built up off stream. He does not have the mutations we talked about. It turns out it's a real miserable headache to track down those mutations anyway. But that's okay. We have Powered by Death, and we have Powered by Pain. And we have Celebrant as the mark. And I have a theory that this might be better, at least on silence floors. We also have Augment, which is very important. We're going to have 100% spell power, even on level 9 spells, due to Augment. Now that I see that Augment does that, I feel like that's by far the best T3. You would think you would want Robust, and I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't know. I think it'll be fine. I am kind of leaning towards Hemoclasm being the thing that makes this the fastest. However, I still think that Celebrant is going to be the safety play, and I want to see it. I want to see it at work in a full level of a Ziggurat, like completely chock full, and maybe we can see that today, because all we're doing today, nothing else, all we're doing is doing Ziggurats. We haven't done a single one on this character. These are some really good mutations. Yeah, so the ones that... So I farmed this up a bit under Jivia. As you can see, I have... the game did not give me antenna. It gave me something. What did it give me? Something. It was cloven feet, maybe? Gloves. It gave me, I guess, the willpower, the magic resist sapping, irresistible damage touch. So it took my gloves away, so I didn't get to see invisible from antenna. Yeah, Nabesis, this is something Colgate told me about. Apparently these days you can simply go into Lich form during Jivia's wrath, and he just can't take your mutations away from you. So you can actually just enjoy Jivia mutations forever if you want. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I when he told me about that, I thought I was getting punked because it didn't... it seems like an oversight. I have a hard time believing this is intentional, but yeah, whatever. If they if they're gonna let me do it. Anyway, so what we did was we went to Jivia for a while, and then we swapped back to Mocklab. I was actually on Gozag for this guy for a while as well, because I was farming up various items, such as my trying to farm a Talisman of Death, which we finally have. Our skills are not 27s yet. It's not like I've done any Ziggurats. They're pretty high though. We've got Fulsome Distillation, or excuse me, Fulsome Fusillade online, which, by the way, probably the best damage spell in the game these days now that I've tested it. We got Polar Vortex online, which is quite good. We're about to have Shatter online. We have a Radiate, of course. What now? What kind of ring? I guess I do. I guess I have the Ring Cock. We also have the Ring of the Mage, because I like having Archmagi, but we got all of our resistances covered. I mean, we are good to go on this character. We have pretty much everything we want. We're also wearing Harm on our robe. We want to get another stack of Harm if we can, because that will work with that will indeed work with Celebrant. So let's just go in. I feel like our first few Ziggurats are going to be easy, so I should probably, you know, without further ado, just get started. Although, oh yeah, we also have Obsidian Axe that I'm probably not going to use for a while. I have 5 inventory slots. Do I care about dropping anything? I just can't imagine that I'm going to need much of any of this, but we'll just go in and we'll figure it out as we go. Probably drop all my potions at some point. Floor 1. Harm stacks only 2 times, so yes. We want a +2 helmet, by the way, once we find one. Jivia ate up all my regular helmets, so I didn't get a chance to put that on. Yeah, Harm does stack twice. Check out Fulsome. So we cast it, and the way it works is, it's now this active ability that not only does it act the first time you cast it, every turn for a long time it takes a little bit of my mana and just does a bunch of explosions all over the level. are all over the line of sight, which is, it's incredible. It's incredible value. It's an insane spell because it does tons of damage. It can slow things regardless of holiness sometimes. It does all kinds of different damage. But most importantly, it just does stuff while you're moving around or even casting other spells. Yeah, if 2 touch, that's how you get irresistible damage and slowing and so on and so forth. Dragon Call, but with damage spells. It works about the same. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, we should have very, very straightforward Ziggurat floors for, I think the entire time that we're here, really. We have some... we found a couple of potions of experience, but we're so prepared for this that I think I'm not even going to bother to stop and drink them. It's like we don't really need anything. I mean, it'd be nice to have Shatter and a couple other tools, but for the most part, more defenses would be good. But for the most part, we're fine. Oh, I should probably... Do I have our core? Yeah, I do. Where am I even getting that from? The cloak. Okay. Have to recast Fulsome every once in a while, but that's okay. Uh-oh, there's a lot of stuff. Let's just tornado. Pretty straightforward, right? Got a couple of artifact rings so far. I don't see myself using that hot garbage. The other one maybe at some point. I don't want to leave any artifacts. There are a few things that I'd like to have. Like, it'd be cool to find Amulet of Vitality, for instance. Oh, hey, Panlord floor. Not even going to bother looking at them, because Fulsome just kind of wins. Vitality is it's pretty nuts, yeah. Yeah, two regen for HP and 2 regen for magic as well, which is pretty crazy, I have to say. I don't care about the +9 MP if all it has is our poise. There's no world where I'll need that. I don't think. But as you can see, my damage output, even without the regen, my damage output just with these 2 spells is pretty nuts. What about the Paladin's Mail? Kriya's Mail Coat? What's... I assume you mean something else, something new perhaps? Inglorious Crown. That might be Trunk. I don't think those additional elements... Yeah, I think all the stuff you're referring to exists in Trunk. We are playing on 0.32. I didn't want to play in Trunk because I didn't want to be subject to things changing on me. Yeah, in the middle of Coward. Well, that was another thing. The idea of taking 3D 419 damage, as happens sometimes when you play Trunk, didn't really sit too well with me, so I decided not to do it. We haven't found anything here. I don't know why I was thinking I found an artifact or something. Yeah, the typical old school way was just to cast Tornado and just walk around, maybe casting Shatter once in a while. Now that we have Fulsome, that's definitely the new meta. I have no idea how the other guy was doing it, but there's no question that you should be Fulsoming. And in fact, there was a bug where D1 gave enough experience to get to level 27. How long did that stay in the game? That's ridiculous. How many people got free streaks from that? I remember one time Ebering was on, whoa. How did I lose all my mana? Oh yeah, these orange crystal statues can do that, I forgot. There was this funny post a while back from Ebering talking about how, like, oh yeah, the crawl devs are so careful about their code. You have to have high quality code. It's nonsense. These people are, they're bumblers, I have to say. It's okay, we don't have throwing just yet. That is something I'd like to have. Can I just eat some damage? I forget. Curse Skulls, do they don't have Dispel Undead. Yeah, it's pretty goofy. You know, if I had axes trained, I'd just switch to my obsidian axe and go to... Oh wait, we got some mana back. Okay. Tornado time. That's pretty. I like how the tornado moves around the clouds from the condenser vein. Okay, Arlec, RF plus, RN plus. Thank you for the follow, Comet. That staff is not terrible, but we're not going to use it. Great sword is cute, obviously, but not something we need for a Mega-Ziggurat. Hand cannon of draining. I find myself wanting to play like a ranged guy that uses hand cannons at some point. Anyway. Yeah, we just keep on going. I do feel like stat 0 is a potential issue. But we get experience so fast that it's probably fine. Wow, Staff of Summoning and Fire. Huh. But no, we're not even going to pick that up. There's no point. Thank you, Derek. Picked up an interesting ring. It's not really good. It's just Arlec by itself. We're gonna drop that. I care about stats, but not enough to, you know, wear a ring that only has one resistance. God, Folsom is so busted. By the way, when I say 100% spell power, I mean it. Augment is letting us cast at 100% spell power. To be fair, my Ring of the Mage is lending a hand on that. I've carefully not trained anything to 27 except for invocations, and the reason for that is because I wanted to take advantage of the manuals that we're going to find. It doesn't really matter, like, we're going to get to all 27s eventually anyway, but it's just kind of nice getting there faster. Because I have farmed just a bit in Pandemonium, we are ahead of the curve as far as when you usually would do your first Ziggurat, so... Mid to high 20 on tomb floors. Uh-oh. Then I guess we had better pump our strength A through items somehow. Hood of the Assassin. I am collecting all of the unique items except for Cerebov's sword, which I sadly accidentally dunked in the lava because he got confused from a Folsom Fusillade and just walked into the lava. So no, we will not have Cerebov's blade today, but otherwise we're gonna have all the unique items, all the unrans. We're not actually gonna wear Hood of the Assassin, although I tell you, Hood of the Assassin would be kind of funny. If you could like stealth your way through Ziggurats, it'd be kind of cute. I could see that maybe being a strategy. I have this other insane strategy that I want to try after this. If this proves to not be viable, I have this other idea. I don't know if I even want to talk about it on stream yet, but it's a completely nutty strategy. You guys are gonna love it. I'll tell you something. It's not a caster. And it's kind of unheard of to do infinite Ziggurats without casting, but I don't know. You'll see. You'll see when you see. I can't believe our inventory is already full of garbage. I'm gonna have to drop stuff soon. Probably just potions. Lignify. I'm convinced that we will never be leaving Lich form, to be honest with you. Like, people say, like, oh, you should swap in, you should swap out, but I don't believe it. I tell you, it's been a long time since I've done Mega-Ziggurats, so maybe I'm missing some important thing. But if the floor is entirely full of dudes, I feel like you're just going to war, basically. Here we go. Fighting to 27, I guess. It feels like you just go into battle with the general you've got, or the army you've got, rather. You can't switch in the middle of the Ziggurat floor when you're completely surrounded by dudes. And then the idea of like, oh, we'll just go to the abyss. Well, I don't know. What is the actual chance of removing an item and going to the abyss and not just taking damage? Like, if you're in a bad enough state that you need to get out, that's not a terribly reliable thing to do, so... God, I'm like paranoid I'm gonna leave behind something important. Pre-buff for later floors. Now, that's true. You could suck down a haste before going down on, like, floors 24 through 27, and you'd probably still remain ahead of the curve on haste potions. That is a fair point. You could do that. But I'm talking like mid-fight. And Brilliance, sure. Although we don't need it because of Augment being so insane. Like, Brilliance straight up would not increase... Well, okay, hold on. It would halve the casting cost on my spells, but it wouldn't give us any spell power because we're already full on. The mana cost thing is going to be the interesting part of this run because, well, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able... Because we didn't get Mana Shield. But I think to some degree Powered by Suffering might even be better. Especially with Celebrant. Like, I think this particular combo maybe works. And there's no way to know. You don't know till you know. We gotta test it the old-fashioned way. Okay, I'm gonna stop picking up potions of invis. Well, no, that's something I could actually buff up with before a level, so... let me, yeah, we'll drop Curing and Heal Wounds. Now, what I really want to do is get Clarity at some point, because if I get, confused, that's real bad news. We might actually end up in Toga. Hyperbolic Time Chamber stream. Well, I mean, kinda, yeah. No, I mean, we're going straight to the fight, you know. Like, this isn't, I mean, I guess it is the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. We're not really training, though. We're doing this, bro. We're making this happen. Just meleeing bone dragons with my staff. I wouldn't say I'm maxed out. Or do you mean on items? Whoa! Hey, it's the amulet I wanted. That'll make things much easier. We're gonna lose Reflect, and we're gonna lose some Int, which I kind of wondered. Does that? Yep, we're still 100%. All right, sick. Yeah, we will probably be wearing that forever, if I had to guess. That's gonna help our mana situation massively. Massively, and even the regen of my HP is pretty good. In fact, I have a suspicion that just stacking regen in general is not the worst idea in the world. Like that chainmail there or something like that. Crayon time. Is that an emote that I don't have? Another silence floor. Oh, well, I guess I can see how this works in silence. I had really hoped not to get a silence floor this early. Like a big one. I might have to do some tricks here to... Yeah, let's do some tricks. You have RC, don't you? Yeah, you're infinitely resistant to ice, and our evocations is only 12 anyway. Let's start with a condenser. It doesn't land. There's another one. We killed the one, but there's one more. Good. I would like to be able to tornado again, please. Whoa. Oh yeah, we took Earth to 20. Looks like we have a manual of Earth now. Is Shatter online? 9%. Shatter would be kind of useful for, like, this situation here to clear out those statues. What are all those random explosions? Blokes, behold the most powerful spell that has ever existed in DCSS. They finally found something that was more broken than BVC. Although this one's higher level, so it's I guess you could say slightly more balanced. It is called Fulsome Fusillade, or Fusillade if you prefer. It's Conjuration Alchemy, it's level 8. If I cast it, I get a bunch of explosions randomly right as soon as I cast it, and then for every turn, it's kind of like Dragon's Call, like Ridgem said, every turn it drains a little bit of mana and it just makes more explosions happen for the next 5 or so turns. It's ludicrously good, like the turn economy on it is insane. Okay, terrific. Also, we have 100% spell power and harm, so... Wholesome Fusillation. Wholesome Fulmination, I see. Yeah, I kept calling it Fulsome Fulmination or something like that because of the old spell. What was that? Was that called the... Was that what it was called, the thing with the potions? It was something Fulmination, or... I don't know. Okay, we have 2 slots still... What am I wearing? A staff with Arlec, STR +2, and... We have Arlec from other stuff, though. Fulsome Fulmination. Turns corpses into drinks of various sorts. Yum! Alright, let's keep going. I feel like we're making okay time. We're almost done with our first Ziggurat already. Turns out it goes faster when you're actually ready. Alright, we're shattering. Not quite 100% shatter yet, but almost. Yeah, here's the thing. It does, like, elemental damage, but if 2 of the explosions overlap, it starts doing irresistible damage and doing insane stuff like slowing enemies regardless of holiness and just all kinds of ridiculous, powerful things. We're dropping the corrosion ring. We're now stuck up. Our rings have to give at least 2 resistances for me to care about them. I do want to pick up Damnation, aka Hellfire. Alright. Alright, I'm good. Good for the floor. We actually just got a little pile of things. We have Zephyr, we have Damnation, we have Hood of the Assassin, we have Mask of the Dragon. Probably not going to wear any of these things. Well, actually, I should be wearing the hood, I suppose. It's strictly better than the Hat of Stealth, so we might as well wear that and drop. But yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just have a +2 helmet at this point. Okay. Are we good? I think we are good. That's not going to happen because I'm a lich forever. Oh, you should see my mutations, blokes. Do you see anything funny on this list? Do you see anything, perhaps, a little bit colorful that does not belong? Whoa. God, the amount that I heal is ridiculous. It's actually going fine with this harm. I mean, I could have worn the Fire Dragon Scales, it's just not... Wow, it's Brilliance. They changed Brilliance to be evil. Foul Flame. Well, doesn't seem worth using, but, I mean, it seems quite good, but... Yeah, it's really not bad, but it's we don't need it. What did the Fire Dragon Scale have? I kind of glanced over it and decided it wasn't worth picking up, but I don't even remember what was on it. Oh yeah, we have Shield of Resistance, by the way, so probably won't be replacing that for a good long while, if ever. That's where a lot of our resistances are coming from. We're nice and fully covered right now, and I don't want to change that. I guess we're missing a pip of RF, but, you know, that's okay. We will fix that eventually. I guess I could, like, put this RF ring on, but then we lose spell power. We're no longer 100%, and I want to be 100%, so, you know, maybe we'll just duke it out on a fire floor with with no RF+++. Fairy Dragon Armors. It's supposed to be unique, isn't it? Like, isn't that like the lore or whatever? Not that lore really matters in DCSS, but... My magic! Whatever, dude. Just damage me. I don't even care. I guess I care about the stat damage. Oh, I'm confused. Oh, time to see. Oh, man. So that was sick. Almost full HP. What are Ziggurats? Yes. Fair enough. We didn't get to full HP, though. And so that means my blood rate is not active. We should... probably condenser... So if I get confused again, I'm not screwed. I am, I'm corroded. Why don't we get real with this, yeah? I am unbelievably corroded. Earth Magic 24. Let's let my allies deal with this. This is silly, but it's not something we'll have to do for long. It might be good to have an activatable, like evocable source of invis for these floors, even as we go into like the super duper end game. Okay, we need to drop some stuff. Is there any potions I don't care about? Probably ambrosia. Cancellation as well. Anything we're actively using, I'm not going to be out of form, so... Things used in advance, then maybe, if I want to do that, but... How goes Ag plus Invis is handy. Yeah. Well, we don't have that, so... Just have to do without for now. Yep. We are indeed wearing harm. We want that damage, don't we? Harm actually stacks 2x, so if we find another one, we're going to be wearing 2 harms. Okay, let's see what we can drop. Oh, Faith. Invis. Yeah, right, yeah. Well, the Gozak, the problem with Potion Petition is, like, as you say, sometimes it just doesn't give you what you want, which is unfortunate, but I mean, them's the breaks. You can't really complain too much because Gozak is busted as hell, but... in a Mega-Ziggurat situation. That's part of why I was thinking, like, surely with the advent of these new Mockleb marks, surely the meta has changed. But I guess we will find out together, my friends. Oh, what am I doing? I should be shattering. Shatter is amazing versus mummies. I'll take armor to 20. Okay, I will look at these rings now. Oh, these are some nice ass rings. I guess I will never need our poise on a ring. And then, this says Dex -4. No way. I need my stats going up, not down. Definitely not wearing Spirit Shield. You know, it would be cool if we found an artifact Death Talisman. Now that would be nice. One of my quaffing experience potions. I should be doing it now. I was just gonna wait until we finish the first Ziggurat. Or maybe I'll just maybe I'll just do ASCII art with them on D1 like Pig in a Bag did. Okay, what do we got? 51 and... I mean, I could drink them real fast. We're having such an easy time in the Ziggurat, I just haven't felt the need to do it. I'm just making sure I didn't lose anything important here. Yeah, this is all good to go. Artifact Storm Talisman. If only it was a Death Talisman. Final floor. And it's slimes. One Celebrant trigger, by the way, for this entire Ziggurat. That's a good sign that the build is, I don't know, augment's really good. We didn't really have mana problems except on a floor that specifically drained mana, so can't complain about that, really. Translocation Staff, what? Alright. Haven't seen that before. Okay, we now have 2 figurines of a Ziggurat. Kinda cool. Untransform. Potion of Enlightenment. Alright, we've turned off the Zot clock. Oh yeah, the slimes I left from worshipping Jivia. There are slimes all throughout the dungeon. Jellies, actually, because of my time in the Jivia mines. Okay, I'm gonna drop these rings and amulets and things. I don't think... Certainly not the amulet. I don't think there's really any reason to change right now. Although I shouldn't tempt fate. I should always be in death form. Okay, this is my... Hey, corporate robot. Thank you for the follow. Let's visit my little garden of unrans. I want to keep the axe on in case I decide to use it. Oh yeah, untransform. We'll drink these. If you leave Jivia to the slimes that spawn during your worship, continue to consume items. I probably. I don't know. Maybe not. Do they not do that if you're not worshipping Jivia? Okay, I'm just gonna... Actually, is there even any reason to do alchemy? Is everything at 0%? Fuselate is technically at 1%, so we'll get alchemy up. Oh, that's a good idea. What am I doing? That's an excellent choice, blokes. Or shape-shifting. That'll give me actual power. Yes, I need throwing. Throwing comes after Evo, but yeah. I'm like sitting here trying to be optimal. Like, oh, I'll wait for manuals, but there's no real reason to do that. I'm getting to 27s and everything anyway, so it's like, you know, I'm being a little silly here. Okay, we'll take evokes to 27, I think. They ate that club, how dare they? Reach cleave. Yeah, Lochaber Axe could be pretty interesting. You can hit 24 things at the same time. Yep. I would never forget. Except I probably would. Okay, where do we want to start our pile of Ziggurats? Does it not, blokes? Oh yeah, cleave doesn't. Wouldn't that be nice if it did? Oh my god, how degenerate. I'm just clearing the walls. Oh, I'm getting so ready for the orb run. I think we do like a cool little pattern around the exit, maybe. Or I could spell something out. Alright. You set the figurine down and a mystic portal to a ziggurat forms, and it's a +1 figurine of a ziggurat, by the way, which means we're going to have more things this time. Okay. I guess the first few floors, no matter how... What the hell is this? Putrid mouth. Yeah, there's my breath. Doesn't look like anything scary. Any AF? I don't see any AF, except for AF poison. AF drain, okay. God, Shatter just, like, erases the entire screen sometimes, depending on the floor. If it's things that are not flying. Yeah, but I mean, it's small. I mean, as Ziggurats get plus... Start on floor 2? Is that how it works? I mean, it's not like 27 floor 27s. Like, the top floors are still small in the higher level Ziggurats, right? It's been so long since I've done this that I don't remember. Alright, this is an interesting contender for a shield replacement. It electrocutes things that I block against. Unfortunately, if I put this on, my resistances become absolute garbage, so let's not. Because it turns out having RF is probably pretty good in here. And everywhere, but especially in here. Why would I do that? I've already kind of set up very good mutations. If I were to drink mutation potions, I would risk turning off this Jivia mutation, and then we would have to go all the way back to Jivia. Clarity resistances. So, that would be nice, but I really like having See Invisible, and as far as I know, that's only available from Jivia. Unless I got Antenna, which I obviously don't want, so that'll take away an item slot. So, maybe Clarity and Resistances would be nice. I'm gonna wait until we have like a 3-digit number of potions of mutation. I think we're okay for now, and I'll just swap to like some Clarity item once I find it. Maybe Toga. Yes, this is our second Ziggurat. Ah! 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 Okay. I guess we'll get the rune. I didn't see he was chaos. Kind of rushing through this, so... It's not like Abyss 5 is particularly dangerous or anything, but... How will you ever survive this? Well, it's killing my time, I'll tell you that. It may not kill me, but it will kill my time. I actually really don't want to be in the Abyss, because while they took items out of the normal Abyss, there's still items in vaults, and so I'm like paranoid that something is going to spawn, and then I'm going to be robbed of that unrand forever. Yeah, I'm the Shatter Ninja, right? As they used to call it. Okay, terrific. But anyway, I have not killed the Royal Jelly, so there is nothing stopping us from going back to Jivia if we want to sort of secure the bag. But I do feel like if you're gonna sit there and get a bunch of insane mutations, you might as well have one of them be a good Jivia mutation, and this is really not bad at all. I mean, not only is it giving me Sin, but it's giving me a ton of accuracy, which may matter if I ever have to swing. And then apparently if things attack me, they can get confused, so... It's really, really not bad. But maybe it's just icing on the cake. Maybe clarity and resistances would be more important. I could definitely see that. Maybe I'll actually put Shatter on auto tab, auto fight, which is simply hilarious. No, I am never going to wear a Star Corrode ring. That can be dropped immediately. Actually, that ring can go away as well. Are we at... Hold on. Are we at full spell power? 99%. Just like, erase the floor with 100% spell power shatters that are also harm enabled. Come on, Artifact Talisman of Death. It's tempting me with the fact that it exists, but can't seem to actually get one. Hello. That is strictly better. It is nice. Okay, I guess it's time to do this. Hey. Turns out silver javelins are quite nice. Staff of World's End, Conjurations, Translocations, meh. Could definitely see this this staff being replaced, because it turns out I don't even need it, right? It's not increasing my spell power on most of my stuff, and everything's already capped out, so... Like, I could be... In fact, this isn't even providing me with a useful resistance, so I'm basically just wearing it for Strength +2. It's probably better for me just to pop on the Obsidian Axe and just, like, melee with it, if needs be. If I remember correctly, Shatter does good damage versus the Cursed Skulls. They're flying, but I think they're considered to be vulnerable to it or something. Because they're vulnerable to LRD. Okay, no artifacts. Game is making my life easy and deciding if I want to continue being here or not. I guess I, in theory, could be leaving behind, like, unrans that I can't wear, like the Black Knight's Barding or whatever, but... eh. God, Shatter... On the floors that Shatter works on, it really is just perpetually amazing. Okay, reflect our core. It's very nice in a regular run, but we have Vitality and we're happy with it. Ring with RN plus Send. I'll just keep that for the time being. Yeah, I haven't even been looking at the grayed out items. Oh well. Okay, nothing that I care about. Did we just miscast? Yeah, we did. No artifacts. Fulsome is really nice as you're walking towards things, because if you take some damage, it's like immediately healed up as you're walking due to Makleb heals. Some of the stuff on this floor is flying, so shatter is perhaps less impressive. +8 broadaxe. Strength -3, RF +++. I mean, I'm going to grab this, but we're probably not going to use it. Could be like a stat stick. Well, actually, no, it's strength -3. There's no way. There's no way. We're already worried about stat 0, so... I just wish we could, like, affect the entire goddamn floor somehow. Save some time, yeah. That's an interesting ring. Int +6, dex -3. Yeah, it's really not great. Okay. These dispersal traps are going to be mildly obnoxious. I think he just dispelled my Fulsome with the Quicksilver. Okay. Staff of Ascent. Int +3, magic resist ++ cons. That's not bad for a stat stick. Some boots with rampage and int -2. I am happy with my regen boots. I still suspect that stacking regen is actually quite nice in a Mega-Ziggurat situation. Yeah, I won't even pick those up. It's interesting that they don't show up as like white like an artifact if you're standing on top of them. Wonder if that's a bug. This is where shatter comes in really handy, because otherwise these floors are somewhat nightmarish. It's just a lot of HP that's very hard to chew through. Then, as you can see, they did indeed bring their whole crew. Alright, let's drop these basic ass rings and whatnot. A lively floor. Casually placing Oclobs, yeah. Okay, that staff is interesting. Destroying the bonsais. They deserved it. I'll actually take the staff with me. That's a lot of stuff that's doing. In fact... Oh, you don't get the resist out of it, I guess. It's considered to be an alchemy staff, not a fire staff. It's like an alchemy staff that happens to have fire on it as well, but it doesn't actually give you RF plus, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, well I'm still 100% on all my stuff, so we can just probably keep the staff, maybe? The other one for Aralek if I ever need it again. If we ever drop our robe of Aralek. Which we may not, I don't know. I like to have clarity, so I might have to use Toga, but I also really do want to stack harm. It's what's allowing me to clear these floors so fast, or at least it's helping. Hello, Berser. We are zigging. Take off every zig. Move zig. Etc, etc. 51 out of 52. We're still good. Kind of odd that we haven't found a single scroll of acquirement, right? Hey, said no one. What are you so mad about, said? How deep is the goal? 201. 201 Ziggurats, I believe, is the world record. And there's an easy way to keep track of it. +1 figurine of a Ziggurat means I have done 1 Ziggurat. And then once I finish this Ziggurat, which will be my second Ziggurat, that will change to +2. So it keeps track for me, which is nice. Oh, shit. And these are the floors where I suffer a little bit from not having Mana Shield, because this is not the mutation set I originally set out to get. Thank you, Berser. Alright. That's condenser. Do we just, man, it might be time to just throw axes on. I guess I have throwing at 26.1. Do we have, yeah, we have javelins. Let's... Might as well just throw these for the time being. But I really want to put my axes on. Can I have my magic back, please? Okay, I'm allowed to gain mana again. See, now my amulet, even if I don't get it powered by, pain mana regen, the amulet of vitality kind of helps me out a bit, right? Alright, I'm turning axes on. That way I can just switch to my axe real quick. Vocable Invis to deal with the Moths of Wrath. Not yet. There's a Scarf of Invisibility in the lair, but I enjoy my cloak because it's giving me our cores, so... And I just don't think it's really worth it. I feel like I should be able to just tab those floors, honestly. Although, there is always a risk if I were to get confused from a Tarantella, or especially a Berserking Tarantella. So, you know, you're not wrong that... I don't know, I either need clarity or I need plus invis, it's one of the two. Once I have clarity, though, I'm really not worried about just straight tabbing those floors, honestly. I guess there's Joragumos, which could paralyze me, which is unfortunate. You know, what are you gonna do? Okay. Boots of Stealth. We don't need any of this stuff. Okay, let's go down. That's another floor. It's another fun one, eh? Something I could do, at least until we get to Mega-Zigs, is that I could just, like, throw my javelin right at these guys as they show up on the screen. Now there's like too many to do that, though, so... Makla was a healing god now. Did it work the same as it did a couple years ago? Yeah, it works basically the same, except now there's marks, which go a long way. I wonder if Rime Blight would be any good versus these floors. I'm just going to shatter real quick. Okay, condenser vein. I'm being robbed again. Destruction. How do you expect me to use destruction? It costs mana, doesn't it? Oh my god, it doesn't. That's a... that's an idea, I guess. I'm gonna look. 3d23, so 69 damage possible. .68 base rating on the javelins, so it's about the same, I guess. Although I suppose the Unleash Destruction maybe is more likely to hit. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed or not. I rarely use it, so... It doesn't penetrate. Ah. Reads Torment, nothing personal. Nothing personnel, kid. Yeah, Torment would probably be a pretty good move on those floors if they're an issue, although I insist that I shouldn't be having problems with those floors. I just, you know. Rip the staff naked. Gone. Immolation, poison, torment. Fair. Fair enough. Well, poison, you would need empty space to be able to do that. So once it's a mega zig, that's not an option, but the rest of it seems good. Hey Cyborg, what's up, man? Oh, you mean like torment, immolate. You could do immolate and then torment, and then half the things everything will explode, and then you could poison after that. But then there'll be just fire clouds anyways, so no reason. It is going well, Cyborg. Let's see, regen on the scale mount. Nah. We're enjoying harm. Walk right into hell here. it's just some swamp enemies. Who cares? Well, it's also dragons, I suppose. So many golden dragon scales. Hey, Amulet of Air. Alright, let's take a look at these items. See if there's anything worth dropping. I go out on a limb and say we don't want the RN plus Sinvering ever. We never really need RN, so they were just swamp enemies. Off topic, it's funny to think about how long ago you found this game. I'm guessing it's been a while. That's pretty common, actually, for it to take a whole lot of times to beat this game for the first time. And then it's like the knowledge comes flooding in after that point, I guess. And you figure it out and you can win a whole lot more often. Can probably drop enchant armor outside at some point. What would we possibly use it on? A large shield, maybe? Eh. Mockleb Deep Dwarf? Yeah, I bet. I bet that was the first one. It's really strong. Ah, no. Okay. Probably shouldn't even bother trying to fulsome these floors, because it drains mana to use the spell, yeah, so... Sure wish Tornado lasted just a little bit longer. Dude, you know what? I very well might just whip out the obsidian axe. How am I dealing with silence floors? I have a plan. I have a plan. Right now I'm just using fulsome and walking toward things or throwing javelins the old school way, you know. I sure wish obsidian axe didn't have drain on it. Strength +4. Doing this with 8 strength makes me a little bit nervous. Hi. I am no longer muted. Sorry about that. I muted my mic on purpose because I was sneezing, and I didn't want to sneeze directly into the mic and blow out your eardrums. And I guess when I went to unmute it, it didn't actually unmute it. So, wacky dragon armor. What are you talking about? What wacky dragon armor? Just the gold dragon scales? I mean, it's +2, but I don't think this character can cast anything in it, so... Yeah, that's GDA now. That's just... They changed the tiles of everything. Often for the worst, unfortunately. Some of them are good, but... Alright, floor 25... Let's, I guess let's rock and roll... Yep, these are, this is the shatter floor. This is the floor you want shatter on. The Ring of Muzak. Let me look at some of my other stuff. Certainly have a lot of unrans to dispose of. I'm gonna drop potions of magic. Hey, they finally gave the Kraken simulacrums blue tentacles. If that RF staff had strength on it, I'd probably swap to that, but eh. Alright, I don't need Ice, Arlec, and Dex plus 7. Oh, no, no, no. What point does loot become trivial? Oh, I don't know. There's always that chance you just, like, max roll some kind of item. Like, at that point, I feel like it's all about just increasing my stats as much as possible. But yeah, there is going to come a point where the challenge becomes more about just not getting bored and making a mistake. I don't know, it depends. I'm curious if this build that I have worked out is as unbeatable as I think it is, and I guess we're going to find out together. Look at all this hellfire. Take me below half HP if you dare. As I see a bunch of baller items on every floor. Well, that'll calm down as we like fill out our item slots with amazing stuff. I'm finding all kinds of artifacts and jewelry, but you know what I'm amazed by is the fact that Celebrant just isn't triggering. Like we just don't need it. Is there any garbage that I can get rid of? Yeah, I'm keeping the amulet. If I didn't have vitality, that's what we'd be wearing. And it's sort of tempting to just wear this anyway because it's still got regen MP, just less of it, and it fixes my RF situation. No Wormbane yet. No, we actually have not found Wormbane. Not that I would use it, but yep, that is what will eventually happen, and I suspect it will start happening soon. Try. It's not like it'll bust my balls. Yeah. Problem is, in the situation where I well and truly need it, I actually feel like that regen is helping me, weirdly enough. It's just more HP coming back. Regenerating HP seems really, really important for this strategy in particular. Okay, it is now a +2 figurine of Ziggurat because we've done 2 Ziggurats. Yes, it gets harder every single time, every time we finish a Ziggurat. Let's water our garden of uniques, yeah? Weapons on the bottom row. Armor on the top row. Jewelry, I guess, on an even further bottom row. Yeah, that's the demon axe. Okay, what do I actually care about training? Fulsome, 1%. Might be able to take that 1% fail rate to 0. Would be nice to get shape-shifting up, I guess, to increase the amount of... I think it increases the likelihood that my Lich Form melee attack triggers. Who's this noob? Who's this lair dweller? There's a lair dweller in the chat. Somebody get this lair dweller out of the chat. What's up, Vainglory? How you doing, man? I guess we could just quaff for defenses. Nothing much matters anymore as far as training goes. I could take a look at... Where is it? Spellcasting 27. Oh, do I not have 27 spellcasting? Fair. What does this actually do? Shapeshifting skill increases the amount healed. Well, that's for the torment thing. I'm not going to be doing that. Is that all that does, other than HP, which we've maxed out? Yeah, I guess we won't bother then. I'm really micromanaging too much. We're going to get to 27 on everything pretty fast. But yeah, we can get a couple more points of magic doing this. Fair point. I have Dex 19. Be nice if we find Singing Sword again, or Autumn Katana. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Hey, we could start using Mule. It is one-handed. It'd be kind of funny. Does it have penetration? No, it doesn't. Boo. Okay, oh, I should drop off these pieces of jewelry on D2, which is becoming my jewelry and other artifact repository, I suppose. Ones that I actually think are halfway decent are going over here. That amulet's amazing. But I really do believe that region's more important, so... I haven't run into a fire floor, though, and I don't have all 3 pips of RF, so I could be creating issues for myself down the line. I guess we'll see. I guess I just don't think Orbs of Fire are going to burn my ass that much, but the step count limit goes away once you finish a Ziggurat. It stops existing. It stops being a thing. Yep. Yep, I think I did a Ziggurat specifically to get the turn count to disappear. Which is kind of silly. I could have just won probably, but I was frustrated. I wanted to show the game who the boss of this gym was. I think I'm going to save acquirements for until I'm out of here. Hardcore and Whiz. Don't care about that. Don't care about any of this stuff. The Spear Leviticus. You know, I seriously doubt that the developers of this game are big Bible enjoyers, so that surprises me a little bit. That's a name in the... They may have not noticed that name is in the... is in the rotation still. That's a nice robe, but I don't care about it. Well, actually I should pick it up. There's a universe where I wear that instead of this harm if I find more harm. Server is lagging just a little. Take spellcasting up to 27. You know, I almost want to just turn off my entire RC so there's no more screen flashes and stuff, because at this point it's just like silly. I don't need these warnings. Everything is dangerous. It's fine. Like, everything is dangerous and also nothing is dangerous. I'm tempted to just completely blank out my RC, actually. I'll do it then. All right. Give me a second. I have blanked out my RC. Well, that was like a force more that I didn't put in there. It's a default force more, I guess. What if you run into an Ice Fiend, though? Oh, no! Oh, no. That would be just so terrible. What do I want defenses, dodging, shields, armor. Welcome to the Ziggurat. This is the third one, I believe. Ziggurat the third. Hey, remember how those iron golems were giving such trouble to my previous guy, and I had to whip out the Dark Maul to take them out? Well, the tool for that you're supposed to use is Shatter. Like, it just kind of erases them. Yes, the Darth Maul. This character has Celebrant, and I don't know if it's OP. I would say that Hemoclasm probably makes your life a lot easier more consistently, but I do think that Celebrant is the safety play, yes. I have another idea that involves Hemoclasm, but it just kind of depends. I need to workshop some stuff. We're going to see how this works. We still, as well as this is going, we have not actually seen it in what I would call a Mega-Ziggurat. I'm hoping, I don't know how long it's going to take, I'm hoping that we can get there by the end of the stream, and I might run a little longer just to kind of see what we can do. Does anybody know how many Ziggurats it takes to have the full screen filled? Because I do not. Watching my HP fly up and down is this is the real man's way of doing a Ziggurat. You don't need Gozag. Just do Mochleb and watch your HP flying up and down like a real man would. What, just erasing these tomb floors? Feels good, man. Yeah, certain floors are just highly susceptible to to the power of Shatter. So Rave Mosh Pit and the HP mana bars are disco lights. Yeah, even more so when you when you've got Mana Shield, although my mana kind of jumps up as well because of Powered by Pain. It's just less reliable. 38 end. Yeah, we started... Oh, I probably should explain a little bit about how I built this guy. We started as a Conjurer, and the reason for that is that Conjurers have the highest int in the game. Like, most of your stat points go into int from the start. And then, of course, we pumped int every single time. For obvious reasons. Because we wanted our spell power to be maximum. We actually have 100% spell power on our level 9 spells. A lot of that is because of Augment, though, which is the Demonspawn mutation tier 3, which increases my spell power and slaying significantly as long as I'm at full HP. And then also I'm wearing the Ring of the Mage. Very good. I want to see at least one fire floor as well. Like, where's my orbs of fire, man? Orb of fire, you rat. I thought you were handing me my car keys, but you gave me the spicy malmutation. Alright. Not even gonna bother with Folsom here. Folsom is quite good, but the AoE on it is not. It's not super. I would say I don't know exactly how mana efficient it is as compared to. Whoa. That's a silence pan lord. Okay, fine. I will use Folsom. No, not the silence. Okay, good. We have a few slate up. Perfect. Oh, the Ghost Masher 9000 has arrived. Sphere of Battle. Summons a battle sphere in combat. Strength depending on conjuration skills. Destructive, it enhances your destructive magic and weakens non-destructive magic. Well, that would have been a fun item to have if I found it on D1, and probably useless elsewhere. Shield's too good. Balls of steel. Balls, 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 balls. Be nice to get Ignite online for certain... Whoa! Absolutely base. This is what I'm talking about. Blood Right kicks in. My HP gets just, like, slammed right back up to the max, and then we can Blood Right again. It's almost like somebody wasn't thinking when they designed Celebrant. Totally, yes, totally balanced. I think it only gets better as the screen gets more packed with enemies as well. Although I still suspect that Hemoclasm is better in terms of just keeping your sanity. Like, these floors would be going a lot faster. D-Door and Revivification. Well, I can't Death's Door while I'm in Lich form, right? I could Revivify, but then my HP goes down, which I know we talked about that, like, maybe being a thing, but... Oh, maybe you can. Oh, it has no effect on those who are already undead. Mega-Zigs are a bit of an edge case. Well, I would actually argue that Celebrant is broken in the regular game, too. Like, it's an insanely powerful ability. I'm not sure if there's anything in the entire game that's better than Celebrant, actually, at this point. It's goofy. It's goofy how good it is. The price is basically nothing. Like, the price is, hey, you gotta train some invocations. And then it's just this thing that activates and saves you when you've played badly as many times as you need it to activate, as long as you don't try to do it twice in a row. To me, it's like that Dream Shard necklace or whatever on steroids. That just, like, keeps you alive if you die. But yes, I mean, you are 100% right that things probably should not be balanced for Ziggurats. I'm not really... That wasn't really like a real argument, but... Yeah, Celebrant is cracked. It's hands down... Like, people are like, oh, get Legion. And yeah, Legion is okay. I'm sure it feels real good. I'm sure it feels powerful, but you know, you really should probably have your offense covered in a way that's not a Mach-Leb active ability. Like, I want the thing that's gonna save my dumb ass when I make a mistake, you know. By the way, we got Necklace of Bloodlust, which is, well, if our next slot wasn't so important, I would actually wear that, maybe. If I needed the magic resist on a caster. But I don't. Oh my god, stop putting lava in front of me. Stop! You're not allowed. Whatever, I'm just gonna let them trigger Celebrant again. Maybe not. This shatter. HP goes up, HP goes down, can't explain that. Okay. Drop mana regen. Drop Ring of Protection. I saw the Captain's Cutlass, which is going to be added to our collection of unrans. Very cool, baby. Checkmate, atheists. It's true. Being very lazy by not walking in here with my tornado up. What do I want to train? Do I just want to get Ignition online? Have I seen a need for it? I could get Air Magic online for capacitive, but why do I even care about that? Graph of my HP fluctuations as you go through the Ziggurat. You know, I could actually, without too much trouble, I could like speed up this video and write some code that kind of looks at that one little part of the screen where my HP bar lives. And at the very least, we could just like watch it go up and down over time. I feel like there it is. Oh, wouldn't want to leave that behind. Arga. Although I do feel like the Obsidian Axe is probably, well, it's less swappable. So yeah, we'll have Arga around. Arga is the better weapon unless you want to like front load damage. Okay, let's go down. I think I might just, like, turn on everything. So I stop getting distracted with, like, oh, what am I training? What do I do? Too fun to mud on enemies. Yeah, axes are hands down the most powerful weapon. Okay, we're going to shatter to defeat all the ones that are not flying. I'm not real sure on what the meta is for efficiently clearing Panlord floors. Because as you can see, I've run myself out of mana already, because they're just big. They're just big boys. Chain lightning. That might be it, although I'm sure some of them are immune to lightning. Yo! I took an iron shot, and yet my Powered by Pain did not give me my HP, or my mana back, rather. Not the silence. Level 9 Chain Lightning doesn't care. Very intradasting. Alright, we'll get Chain Lightning then. What's happening? Oh, I'm confused. How am I confused? AF confused maybe on a... How... How? Oh, Seething Chaos. Yeah, we need clarity. Too bad stasis is not a thing anymore. We need that too. Since Seething Chaos can paralyze us as well. Okay, drop that. Yes, we purchased Orange Crystal Plate from a Gozak shop. However, I'm not sure if there's really any reason for this character to use it. I'd rather have my harm robe on, personally. 92% spell power already on Chain Lightning. I can see how it can do 133 times 3 damage, so I could see how that gets insane pretty fast. Stop draining my mana. Let's see how well Chain Lightning goes. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. It actually might work okay on packed floors. I gotta try that. Just to be sure we didn't miss anything. What are these manuals? Things that we've already maxed, otherwise they'd be automatically picked up. Axes, throwing. You can pick them up, but it won't do anything. It has nothing more to teach you. They un-itemified manuals a while back, so they just kind of pop up into your soul, I guess, and like Polearms +4, for example, is a manual that I found, but it's not in my inventory anymore. Oops, Testing my theory that I can just Arga my way through this. Perhaps not the best at 8 strength, but I know I can torment and whatnot. I just want to see how it goes. I guess there's always the risk of me getting confused here, which would not be good. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and... Although, Celebrant would just bail me out, I suspect. Corroded doesn't help. Yeah, that's a problem. It's... Mostly, I just really wish I was in Viz. What is happening? Oh, I'm barbed? Okay, RF plus, magic resist, dex plus 5. Eh. Oh, I can stop carrying around digging. Why do I care about digging? Yeah, I'm a shatter man. I will never need digging again. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Items, items, items. Nothing. Nothing important. Okay. Onward and upward. Or downward, I guess. Hey, that deals with that deals with the shrikes. Gotta watch out for petrify, I suppose. God, casting chain lightning on these floors might as well just be like a potion of max healing. Would you like to wipe out a third of the things on the screen and then heal to full? Yes? Very good. Okay, we gotta drop more stuff. And plus 6 slave oh god, that's garbage. At least on this guy. Okay, that is a harm robe that's plus 4. Harm is so rare that I should grab this and take this with me. At what point in mega-zigging are the zigs completely full of enemies? You know, I tell you, I would like to know that myself. I would like to know that myself. I do not know. We're just using up these acquirements to get them out of my inventory. Huh. Plus 5 tower shield. Okay, okay. I can probably drop amnesia, by the way. Like, I don't see this set of... I mean, except for maybe getting ignition, which... Oh, look. Oh, wait, I can't do it. Get rid of Rime Blight. Rime Blight's really a cute spell or whatever, and I thought it would be good in a Ziggurat, but it's really not. Can probably get rid of, Crystal Spear. Actually, you know, I will rememorize Rime Blight. I kind of want to see it in like a maxed out Ziggurat. I doubt it does much of anything, but it's, you know, it's whatever. Maybe I can double up on healing if Mocklib gives you healing for destroying the rhyme afterwards. False inventory economy. Well, if you notice, I grabbed things that did not take up inventory spaces, so I actually did free up the slot, believe it or not. Okay, once we get out of this Ziggurat, we will be able to drop a great many things. I'm gonna get rid of Amnesia Scroll, and then I'm also going to probably, well, I'm gonna drink all my experience, of course. And I'm gonna drop Enchant Armor as well. Well, Chain Lightning is doing the work. I find myself running out of mana, unfortunately. Oh, we're silenced. We're still silenced. We're big boy silenced. This may be state-enforced celebrant time. I have a lot. I could be using them here, you're right. But I am also kind of trying to challenge myself, because I want to see... If we're not going to be able to actually make it to a mega zig today, I would like to at least get some idea of how good the strategy is by kind of having like a pseudo sort of mega zig, if that makes sense. Why do I have mapping scrolls? That is a really good question. I don't anymore. That's the answer. Guess what? Corrosion does not affect my spells. It's funny, I'm just like walking into this stuff while fragile because I simply do not care. That's what I'm talking about. Like we're not really challenged by a lot of this stuff, but there's gonna come a moment when something really bad will happen, and Celebrant will save me there. But for every other moment, I really wish I just had Hemoclasm. So it's kind of, I don't know. I need to test both. I have this whole other strategy with Hemoclasm I want to do. Well, Holy Floor, yeah, I mean, Celebrant is definitely what you want there. I have a question. Does Dex play a role in stealth in modern vanilla crawl? Or no? Can you be like a big strength stealth guy? I know that, you know, obviously stabs or daggers, but Ignition would be good here too. I assume it probably outdamages. It probably outdamages Chain Lightning in a totally packed floor. Uh-oh. I guess we get to find out if things are good or things are bad. It does actually. Stealth score equals 3x dexterity. Interesting. Okay. Alright. So we went to full HP, but our blood right, we already tested this last time. You go to full HP with the blood right, and the blood right doesn't come back. So the real question is it going to come back after this turn? Yes. So, I mean, that's amazing. It'll be even better once I have double harm. We just have to go to work, I guess. Just meleeing. Here we go. I'm meleeing in silence with Arga. Doopity-doo. I guess I could siphon essence, but there's... it's like, what's the point? Is there anything else I can do? Not really. We're just tabbing. Tab, 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 tab. I actually want them to take me to half HP at this point. Ziggurat. I like that. I mean, at 8 strength, Arga is perhaps not the correct move. But the game has not given me a singing sword yet, so... Wait, are we done being silenced? Yeah, we are. Yeah, that is my theory with regards to Powered by Pain possibly being better. Might is bailing me out of a dumb situation of having, like, not the best stats in the world on silenced floors. Like, I'm constantly agilitied and mighted, which it goes a long way. At least I think so. Staff of the Sheltering Gods, MP plus 10, that's kind of sick. We're not really having problems getting our... I mean, other than the specifically floors with ghost mobs, we're really not having a mana problem. So I think I've put the theory to bed of Mana Shield being required, although I guess I really should probably hold off on saying that until we've been through a true Mega-Zig experience. Oh, fire floor. It's our first fire floor. And I don't have RF+++. I could swap this ring on if I wanted to, and I probably should. We're still 100% on everything. No, we're not. That takes away my 100% polar vortex. That was a lot of damage. How did I take so much damage even though I have RF+++? Could it be because my... Could it be because my AC is garbage? Well, we've got Blood right back. Damn. Damn, that is a lot. Okay, get Vortex back. I love 10 orbs of fire on the screen. Yeah, right? It's really something. I should just swap to Arga, I guess. Uh-oh. Okay, that was blood right. Do I have 27 evokes? Yes, I do. I'm tempted to Ice Blast here, and I should maybe kill like 2 or 3 of those, and that might take my HP back to full. I could also use Javelins, but... I feel like we blink scroll out of this as this starts failing. That was a lot of healing, but not as much as I wanted. Come on, Powered by Death. Come on, college boy. I almost want to do Rhyme Blight here, but it's silly. I'm not gonna. Yeah, there we go. 100%. Okay, Fusillade is up. Decided we definitely don't need all 3 pips of RF, by the way. Okay, I want to trigger Blood right again, so I'm just going to swing. Or I can just dominate, that's fine too. Yeah, turns out Might with Arga is pretty good with 727 axes, even if your strength is low. It's pretty wild. Pretty based, actually. Alright. Alright, that was fine. That would have been interesting on a Mega Zig floor, though, where there was, like, I didn't, I did have the safety of, like, oh, I can walk away if I want to, but, like, I could blink away, but on a different floor that was more full of crap, that would not be an option. We're going to drop this RF ring. We're going to pick up this other RF ring that gives us strength. That was 27, by the way. So that was as close to a Mega Zig as we've seen so far. I have very bad AC for a Mega Zig character. For now. Yes, for now, that is the case. However, that might be about to change. We just found a plus 10 harm. Yeah. It's pretty good is what it is. Let me drop this amulet. I'm not sure if we can wear stuff in the plate armor, though. Like, I don't think we have the strength to support level 9 casting while in plate right now. We really need to fix that. And there are ways. Unfortunately, many of those ways have disappeared over time, like GV used to make your stats do funny things. It is a temporary issue, it's true. Okay, drop the Ghost Masher 9000, drop Captain's Cutlass. I'm actually going to drop Obsidian Axe as well. Drop Sphere of Battle. Drop Scales of the Chad King. Scales of Chad King. Okay. So the funny thing is, we could just put on this, this harm robe. +4, which takes our AC to 24. Wow, our AC goes to 48, but our EV drops from 37 to 10. Because our strength is just so shit. Just so garbage. Our cast ability is not amazing. I need more strength, so we're going to wear the +4 harm for now, and we're going to drop this. This plate is going to be for, like, the Zig after this one. Yeah, we do need to throw a few strength items on, and I kind of wish I had saved more of them, but hold on, we'll see. Let me drop some stuff. Psalm's Capriciousness. Just to see how it goes. That's a good question. I'm searching for strength now. Well, we have this RF plus ring with blink on it. I need to keep the Ring of the Mage on because wizardry is getting me there, and the +7 int on the cock ring is on the ring COKK is probably helping me cast stuff as well. Oh, I don't have Aralek. My Aralek was on this robe. So we might need to make more changes than I had wanted to. You know what would fix this? A nice fat artifact death talisman. Do those even exist? Am I holding out hope for an item that does not exist? This item does not exist.com? I don't know. How about Aralek and strength? They do exist. Okay, dokie. This is 0.32. Don't recommend holding your breath on a meaningful one. Fair enough. What's up, the main team? How you doing, man? Boy. Actually, this is interesting. What if I... Hello. Get away from my items. What if we grab this thing? Drop that very lewd-sounding ring. I'll find one with minus strength on it. Probably. Alright, this helps. This gives us RF, this gives us full RF at least, and we keep basically the same amount of events, so I don't necessarily need that plate armor just yet as much as I would want it. Now we just need, do we just need Arlek? I have significantly increased my AC. Four is, well, I guess, maybe not significantly, but I've increased it. Although having Arlek all the time feels more important than 4 AC in Ziggurats. These are all my Arlek items. How's the EV and plate at 12 strength? We can take a quick look. Okay, strength 18, EV goes to 21. Cast ability is not bad, actually. It's not as good as I would like. Yeah, it does get much better pretty easily. I feel silly wearing this ring that has RF, though. Boots, cloak, hat. I think I have RF plus right now. Yeah, I do. Resist all. Yeah, fair. No, I mean, there is a reason why it became the new meta as soon as Gozag existed. Can I take anything off that I'm wearing that gives me RF plus? I think this ring is my only source of our core right now. Oh, wait, no. Man, I sure wish I could clear up this slot right here, Ring of the Mage, without completely wrecking my spell power. Yeah, my cloak gives me our core. We have no artifact cloak, we have no artifact helmet. Like, there's a lot of room to grow here. If I could get Hat of the Alchemist, we could do some really amazing things. Wearing Cloak of Preservation. Hat of the Alchemist would clear certain things up. It would make me able to change out my cloak, which I hopefully would turn into an artifact of some sort with strength on it. Did I have Arlek boots available? Wouldn't that be lovely? No. No, these are all the Arlek items that we have. The crown would be good. I would take that. The crown would probably be better, actually, because it would give me better AC. I need to do the best of limited options. Arlek barding incoming. Probably. Well, I cannot do this without Arlek. It would be insane to do Ziggurat with Arlek, with no Arlek. If I could just get the shield off, I could wear the Storm Queen's shield, which would be sick, but that nukes the rest of my... God, I should not have dropped that staff. You can shapeshift into something that can equip barding. That's pretty cool. I'm so sad that we dropped that staff with the Arlek on it, and now we're in like a weird position. God, they're all like amulets and shit. I want the ring Riyadh. Well, that takes away my strength, but... Okay. This works. This works. Except we're back in the same place without full RF. Jeez. Was I just walking around with no Arlek on for the last part of that Ziggurat? That must be the case. Or no, I wasn't. I was using this +0 robe. We may have to go back to the robe. I think we may just have to live... Yeah, we're just gonna have to live with this for the time being. Final answer, we're gonna drop that. We're gonna We are going to wear the strength plus 6. Well, maybe. No, we're gonna wear the int plus 6 with RF on it. Okie dokie. And then we're 100% spell power, everything. 100% resistances, and then our AC is just kind of garbagey, but that's okay. We'll live through one more zig, I'm sure. Right? Okay. Right. Scrolls of Amnesia and Enchant Armor get turned off. There was Amnesia too. Yeah. Probably don't even need like Vul and things like that. Like, why? What am I using Scroll of Vulnerability on? I'm not even carrying wands of paralysis. That would be very silly. So we'll turn that off as well. I can't imagine using silence, but I guess I'll keep it. Butterflies could be useful, in theory. It blows things away from you. It puts all kinds of crap on the level. I mean, I can't imagine I'll need it on megazigs or whatever. Like, either I'm winning or I'm losing, and no amount of resources is going to fix it. But I don't know. It's in theory, it's useful. Alrighty, we've done 3. This is number 4. I think we'll do one more Ziggurat and then we'll call it a day. I'll stream a little bit longer than the schedule says. And maybe we'll find an artifact with lots of strength on it. We're looking for cloaks, we're looking for helmets. The fact that we don't have an artifact on our cloak or helmet yet is desperation. Swap out of lich form. Well, I dropped all my magic, so that's not gonna happen. We're really married to this whole lich play. Staff of Immorality turns you into a crawl dev. Big fibber. We do not care about that. Okay. By the way, we found, like, a ton of artifact talismans. We have way more than what this shows. Like, we found a few in Ziggurats, at least one really nice storm one. But no, no death talisman. I guess I should be grateful that we found a death talisman at all. Sponsored by big corporations, are they? I guess it wouldn't surprise me. They've got, like loving articles written about them. Very suspicious. That would not have happened if they didn't have the right politics, of course. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. Loot, loot, loot. Well, there's frostbite. Good question, blokes. You know, it'd be nice if I was flying all the time just to not get dabbed on by these lava pools in front of me. Like, if anything, it's not really, like, scary, it's just annoying and it slows me down. Finding an artifact with fly on it would be good. How many hot pockets do I need? Many. Double sword. Artifact double sword. Cute. Oh, we do not need this silly fire ring. We keep finding artifact rings is the funniest thing. No artifact boots. No artifact cloaks. I'm actually amazed that we have not found... Oh. There's a +5... There's a +5 strength boot. Oh yeah, I was valuing regen more, which is definitely a mistake, when I can have AC instead. We will... Wow, no artifact cloaks, that's incredible. We will definitely switch to those boots, I think. It nukes my dex a little bit, but I would say it's well worth it. Sadly, those are in, what, vaults in a shop? Okay, dokie. Go down. I think I get sort of in the habit of just sort of ignoring stat ups on items at this point. What kills me? Well, my AC is too low, so if I run into another, if I run into another fire floor, even at full RF, we've noticed that takes my HP down pretty fast. So that's a problem. In theory, I could see a swamp floor, not a swamp floor, a spider floor causing problems for me if I get my mana drained, and then I get confused, and then I'm just kind of stuck there meleeing, and then maybe, like, they nuke me down to stat 0 even. Floors like this are never gonna do anything to me. Like, a great number of the floors I'm just kind of completely immune to at this point, but just kind of depends. Hello, Demon Blade Leech. That has harm on it. Has Star Drain, or, excuse me, Carrot Drain. Is this staff doing anything for me? Strength, yeah, I want my second stack of harm. We are now doubled up on harm, which I believe works with Celebrant, which was my big theory, that doubling up on harm would make Celebrant do insane things in a Ziggurat. We will now find out together. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Okay. Ring of the Tortoise. Ring of Robustness, more like. Okay, nothing I care about here. Some strength, but who cares? There's rampaging boots. Getting damage miscasted, that would be pretty funny, I suppose. I am a little surprised at how little stat damage I'm taking from mummy floors. I don't really understand what's happening, because I'm not playing in a version where stat damage doesn't exist, so...
Sorry for what?
Thank you, Plankenstein.
Our daddy taught us not to be ashamed of our...
Drinks. Very good. Just gonna blink in further. Shout out to the Pan Lord who sent me to the Abyss earlier. Okay, nothing that I care about. Double harm seems to be... I mean, it's not killing me, but it's also not really doing anything that I care about just yet. But we haven't seen Celebrant trigger with it, so I guess we'll find out. I do seem to be taking a little bit more damage. It's kind of hard to tell, though, considering I heal it so fast. Oh, there it is. I've been waiting for this. That's a thing. The Elemental Staff. Leader of the Guild of Five Elements owned this staff. Gives me RF plus, gives me RC plus, gives me RLEC, gives me AC plus 3, which is nice. It enhances fire, ice, earth, air. I don't care about that really. But mostly it's just a nice resistance stick. Yeah, they also made it one-handed, which makes it a very good item to have for Ziggurats. I don't think we're going to use it today. Maybe later. Maybe once I'm out of the Ziggurat and I start fooling with my items and trying to fix this RLX situation, although I really do like having double vamp. Okay, here we go. It's Abyss Floor, I think. It's not a Holy Floor because there's silence. We are just kind of having to take this floor down, though. I cannot see. There were Panlord floors, player... I haven't seen a player ghost floor yet. It's a silence holy floor just for me. Do I have long blades? Actually don't. I guess we've got a, well, I'll put on Tornado, I guess. Dude, I dare you to activate Celebrant in this situation. Hello, Debesis. Are you enjoying the show? The Ring of Suspicion. Strength plus 6, Dex plus 4. Menace and Seraphs. Wonderful. Just fully getting smited to death. The Ring of Suspicion. Very, very sus indeed. It's a sussy baka. I don't care about the Wiz Ring that has int plus 7. As cool as that would be, it reduces max mana and it reduces dex. I just don't think. I did eventually get the amulet I wanted, although we're still cucked on cloak and boots for the time being. And helmet, actually. Waiting for the crown of Dispertabarabarubadaba. However you pronounce that. 7 League boots. I've got another one in mind, but yeah, that would actually be useful for now while we don't have full mega-zigs. Crown of Vainglory is not in the version I'm playing. I'm playing 0.32, not trunk. Cloak, yeah, I'm cloak blocked. Sure. Strength is low. Oh, Lord, it is. So it is. How did my strength get so low? Was it the... Did I finally get hit with, Oh, Raga's on top of it. I finally got the stat penalties, I guess. Curses. Huh. Well, it's fine. We can still... We're slow. It's good. We're gonna blink into the middle of all this stuff and just... Boom! We'll just be perma-slow, I guess. It comes back fast, there's that. And that's nice, right? My spell power is a bit reduced. Because my int is nerfed for the time being, but we'll fix that real fast. Yes, we have been talking about how important it is for me to get some damn strength gear. It's just, you know, it's the heart of the cards at this point. Either the game wants to give it to me or not. We have an option in the form of boots that that I neglected. So maybe soon we'll swap to those. And that'll maybe also let me wear a nice fat plus 10, harm plate armor. Okay. I am dropping Ring of Starshine. That's no good. Actually, no, I'm dropping it. Don't shove me back. I'll blink right up next to you. Still too unstable to blink. What do you mean? Oh, do I not have any translocations? It's the purple star guys. Yeah. Oh, they're the ones nuking my stats, is that what you're saying? With mutations, perhaps? Yeah, Blink's cooldown, I thought, goes away if your spell power is high enough. Is that not the case? Alright, most important item in the game, the plutonium sword, which you should never use. I remember long ago I put that on, and I swung at something, and it turned into an azure jelly that then just proceeded to own me. And I thought, wow, I'm never using this again. I didn't have enough spell power. I mean, it certainly is good to have 100% spell power on level 9 spells. You will certainly not regret having that much spell power. Full year of soup Sundays to match the record. Getting tired. Yeah, I mean, I could do some off stream. I don't know how. I mean, mostly the whole point of streaming this was to sort of demonstrate, I don't know, the me and team. It's been a while. Was to demonstrate my strategy idea. If it works, then I don't know if there's any reason for me to, like, necessarily have to do the whole thing on stream, you know? Alright, I guess I should... I'm gonna be silenced for a while. I don't see the guy. We'll swap to Arga, I guess. I'm paralyzed. Oh, there's the Spectre. Can I get out of hell, please? There's another Spectre. Yes. Oh, you're all in trouble now. This is just like my favorite Reddit arguments. I just start yelling as soon as the silence, as soon as the mute expires. Looks like they made a mistake. They unbanned me. Time to yell. Time to start hollering. That's not even an unrand. That's just like a, I guess it gives summoning spell power. That's interesting. I am not picking up the artifact orb. I mean, I guess we could, like, make a room of artifact orbs. That'd be kind of funny. So I'll grab it. Just because that's cute. There's this, there's also the Sphere of Battle. But that's an unrand, I'm pretty sure. What's the biggest obstacle to claiming the Mega-Zig record? Difficulty or time? So, the way the dude did it, from what I understand, he was playing in Trunk, and he may have even been securing the version of Gozag that was mildly, or maybe seriously overpowered for Ziggurats. I'm not sure. But there was a version of Trunk a while back where Gozag could, like a very long time ago, where Gozag, his gold distraction scaled way more, and I don't know if he was using that or not. I know that his character was so old that eventually that version of Trunk got deleted from that server, and he was forced to upgrade to some degree. And so I don't know what he was trying to preserve, but his character was getting degraded from doing that. Like he was losing stuff that didn't exist anymore. So I'm not sure what megazigging looks like really in modern vanilla, and that's kind of part of what we're doing here to figure that out. And I guess I won't really have an answer for you until we actually start running through floors that are fully filled with things like orbs of fire, or huge ghost floors with silence, or huge panlord floors with silence. Like, I need to see how that plays out. My suspicion is that with the strategy I'm using, it's more time than difficulty once you have the character under control. Yeah, I mean, it certainly used to be time. Like Gozag, it used to be essentially trivial with Gozag. Although there were still some ways you could lose. Used a Trunk version so old it got purged. Well, I don't think he was like sitting there building on the record daily or anything. He only had 201, and the thing was probably years old. So, unless he was like the slowest player of all time, which I'm pretty sure is me, I don't know. Do 1 zig per day, I guess, and you'll beat it eventually. I was just looking making sure. I don't want to leave an artifact behind. You know, I keep thinking I'm going to leave a really important unrand behind. Oh, let's swap back to Leech. Petrification is interesting. Eternal FOMO. Yeah, I was my character was gonna buy Bitcoin, you see. What is this? Strength, just a fire, R poison, int +4. I just realized the Ring of Suspicion is just a straight up stats item. Limited time Bobo offer? No, I don't want to get what's bogged. I don't want the Bogdanov twins to rise from the grave and take my soul. +8 strength hand axe. That'd be a funny stat stick, but I'm not even gonna pick it up. I refuse. I refuse to do that to myself. I'm not doing it. Maybe if it didn't have int -3, but oh, fire floor. Nope. Just kidding. Lots of hellfire actually. Gehenna floor. Oh, just pooping it out. Look at me, just taking a shit. Straight to max HP, just as expected. Bloodright comes back, even though I took a step and took damage after that. Fairly cool. I'm gonna let myself get... Oh, Kuming! Alright, yeah, man. Bloodright is completely insane. it's just insane. I could just sit here, like, pressing dot and maybe win some of these floors. So the strategy works. I still think Hemoclasm is much faster. There's a ring. There's a ring. That's strength +6 and R-elect. That solves some of the problems I was having before. I'm just gonna drop this stat ring. I can't imagine using it. As nice as it is to have statistics. But yeah, that works really well. But as you saw, there are situations where it doesn't stick me back to full HP afterwards. Oh my god, it really is. It's the longsword of the developers of this game. False accusations is perfect for them. I know why that's in the list. It's a confession. Yeah, it's like, here's my weapon, the War Axe of Dissent, and here's the dev's weapon, the longsword of false accusations. It's like a match. I'm seeing... I don't know, maybe I need to take my pills. This is... yeah, no, that would be good on D1 for sure. Plus Blink as well, would be handy. Strength +2, R-elect, yeah, whatever. Not bad, not bad. Post a screenshot on Reddit. I'm far too banned, sir. But yeah, it's, no, there's some... I see it. It's like poetry, it's like pottery. Alright. I've clearly been streaming too long. I'm getting sleepy and saying dumb shit. That's okay, though. That's what you guys are here for, right? Sub to me right now for more dumb shit. This could be your last chance to hear dumb shit. Fine line between dumb and insightful. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can experience something that's it's both at the same time. That is possible. Here to keep my views streak. All right, fair enough. Degeneracy memes and political rants. I'd like to think that there's not too much degeneracy. The degeneracy is playing this this game, really. I don't think I've had any rants today, have I? Have I brought up politics? Maybe it's time. What subject should I discuss on this beautiful platform which will totally respect my freedom of speech and not ban me for having ideas to the right of Karl Marx? I'm pooping, straight up pooping. That was a metaphor for what this, you know... For celebrant triggering. It was not actual poop. It's not degenerate at all. I should start a dragon armor store after clearing this floor. Wow, look at that staff. Magic resist +++. That'd be amazing in the early game. Increasing intersection of corporate interests and governance over time, and how this appears nearly impossible to resist per history. I don't think it is. Well, I can think of some ways to resist that, but you're not going to like them. I can think of some things that the human species could do to put the kibosh on that, but I don't know. I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead here. It does seem nearly impossible to avoid, yes. The merging of things like Google with the intelligence agencies has been fascinating to watch, I'll say that. Do you get anything nice at the end of the Ziggurat? You get a figurine of a Ziggurat that lets you go into another Ziggurat. Only this time the Ziggurat has more enemies in it. And maybe more loot, I'm not sure. Observed, not so much. Well, the markers of the degeneration and devolution of a society are pretty pretty clear. And I think if you see those markers happening and then react accordingly. Here's what I find interesting. If you want to talk about inevitable problems, people talk about the birth rate falling, right? And they say that it's a problem. People, like very dumb people or maybe thoughtless people, will say that it's because the economy is bad. I would actually say it's because the economy is too good. You see any poor people lately living in trailer parks and breeding like rabbits? You don't need that much money to have a bunch of kids. Actually, the more money you have, the less likely you are to have kids. The more educated you are, the less likely you are to have kids as well. It's an interesting sort of dysgenic thing if you think about it. Here we go. I'm gonna let myself go below half. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just gonna do it again. Boom, 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 boom. Is this broken yet? Oh, hey. Okay, here we go. I'll shatter to get my HP back. Okay, I can just go again. I'm unable to access my magic. Well, I mean, I don't want to say like, oh, they shouldn't be having kids, but I will say that some of the highest achieving people in our society are inclined not to have kids because, well, I've got this cozy lifestyle. I've got all this money. I've got a $4,000 couch. I wouldn't want to ruin how comfy my life is, and it's part of it is societal where people are mistakenly under the impression that having kids is like the worst thing, you know, you could possibly do for your life, which to me is monstrous because what's the point of living if not to bring the next generation into the world? But then also, I don't know. It's they'll try to make the argument that, God damn, that's powerful. They'll make the argument like, oh, it's unethical to have kids. Like, how? What should we just like go extinct? Like, what? Blood right up again. Blood right's good. But I mean, every society that gets wealthy enough ends up with a birth rate crisis. We should. Pause. What is CEJU? It is a panlord. I didn't realize there were even panlords on this floor. We had a interesting situation on this floor actually, because we got sap, and that was one of the things that I was expecting to be able to take this character down. Sap is a big problem. When will there be any mini Malcolms? I will neither confirm nor deny whether there already are, because I don't want the I don't want to give the people who despise me another way to attack me, I guess. Some of these people are just horrendously degenerate, and you just never know. So that's not really something I'm prepared to talk about in my personal life. Oh boy, Skin of Zor. Yeah, no, it goes in the collection. It radiates cold, occasionally slowing all nearby creatures who are not resistant to cold. If it did damage, it would be kind of interesting in a Ziggurat, maybe. Shield of Strength +3. Almost good. It's better than my robe? Well, yeah, but does it have harm on it? Oh no, I'm sure. No. I'm sure it's amazing in the early game. I'd wear it, absolutely. Hell yeah, really good. Big robe, doesn't affect your evasion. Pretty good AC as far as robes go. And also, since GDR is just all AC based now, it's even better than it used to be. Yeah, slow is huge. People talk about like, oh, well, haste is really good in this game. Well, you know what's equally good? Slowing your enemy, because it has the exact same effect. If everybody on the screen is slowed and you're not, you are effectively hasted. Alright, almost done. It's the latest stable. It's 0.32. What's up, Rainy Day? I'm abusing the new meta, which I have invented. I don't want to say that this character is unkillable. I think a silence floor is what could do it. I think a silence floor where blood right triggers doesn't quite get me to full HP, and then I can't shatter to get my to top off my HP. The new meta is casting level 9 spells over and over. I've got an even wilder meta idea that I want to test for Ziggurats, but I don't know if y'all are ready for this one. A big enough abyss floor? You think so? The helmet of poggers. I'm the poggasser. I'm Officer Poggasser. I'm pogging. +3 too. That's not bad. Get the strength. That is a pog helmet. Wealth and education leading to an unsustainable birth rate directly is rough. Technology is a strong selective pressure due to productivity and military, but you'd really want to overcome the cultures that achieve this self-depopulate reliably part. I think I'm sure a lot of people are not going to want to hear this, but I think there's a direct line from forgetting God to low birth rate. And I think there's also a direct line from wealth and education to forgetting God. I think you basically need to have religion if you want your birth rates to not fall into the shitter. So, excuse my French. I am not sure if it's possible to have an atheistic society that continues to have a decent birth rate, because necessarily there's two things you can value in life. There's a fork in the road right now, okay, and you have two options. You can either pursue hedonistic pleasure, or you can pursue a life of sacrificial love. You don't really get another option. Anything else you choose is some flavor of that, or maybe somewhere in the middle, but those are basically your two options. Hedonistic pleasure, sacrificial love. And it's not to say that the other path... Yeah, I was about to say, it's not to say that sacrificial love doesn't come with its own joys, but it's not the same kind of joy as hedonistic pleasure. If you prioritize the hedonistic pleasure, you're not going to have room for a whole lot of sacrificial love. And that, to me, is tied sort of indelibly to the whole birth rate problem. Because the fact is, raising kids, while it is a labor of love, and it is very rewarding, it can be difficult. It does change your life, and if you're the kind of person who wants to wake up late and like go to the bar every night, well, obviously you're gonna have a hard time raising kids like that. We don't have a great track record for keeping lab-grown things alive. Yeah, I don't think that test tubes are the path out of this. I mean, sometimes you can come up with a neat little technological solution to resolve, a very big problem. Like, I think that Bitcoin is a good path towards resolving the free speech problem, where governments have figured out that they can just sort of, look at the protests in Canada over the lockdowns, where the government figured out it could say, hey, banks, please take away the bank accounts of these people. No due process required, just do it. And the bank said, yes, sir, we'll do that. So financial freedom is tied directly to freedom of speech for me. And so I think Bitcoin was like a clever technological workaround to this sort of horrendous nightmare scenario we find ourselves in. I don't think there's going to be a magical technological workaround for the problem of low birth rate. It's fundamentally a problem of the human spirit, and you need to solve it in a human way. You need to make people value something other than tickling their limbic system every day. They have to find something more meaningful to do with their lives, I think. And for that, you need a culture. I do think you need religion, or at least religion certainly helps. You need some kind of shared vision for your country where everybody's on the same page. Who's on the same page in America right now? The left and the right despise each other so much they don't see each other as human. Where is our shared mythology, our founding myth? What are we supposed to care about as a country? I don't know. Do you know? Can you say it without like platitudes? It doesn't seem to exist anymore. No, I mean, once upon a time we had shared values, I think. To some degree, absolutely. Manifest Destiny, American Exceptionalism. We were a Christian nation at some point. As well. People don't, I guess, like to remember that, but we were. Alright, come on. I actually wanted Blood Right to trigger, and it didn't. I'm just gonna wait. It's not triggering. Oh, shut up. You do not think that into pieces. You cannot troll me like this, sir. I cannot. I mean, you can complain all you want. It's fine. You just don't troll me. I don't believe you. So what do you guys think? Do you think Hemoclasm beats out Celebrant here? Because I see Celebrant saving me, but I also think that Hemoclasm might just wipe these floors instantly once you are good enough. Big yikes, highly problematic, L plus ratioed, based. Legion. Oh, you don't believe that either. Legion. I'm sure Legion is perfectly good in a regular game of Crawl. I just don't. I don't see the purpose of using it in a Ziggurat. That's all. I'm sure that Legion is not bad. I know I've pooped on it a bit, and I do think that Celebrant's better even in a regular game of Crawl. But I'm sure that Legion is amazing. I just go on record saying that. I can even look it up real fast if you want. Yeah, it gets replaced with Infernal Legion. Basically. Turns it into Dragon's Call, but for demons. Scepter of Asmodeus does not spam ads with Manifold. Now, that would be pretty funny. I don't know. I still like the Manifold Dark Maul play, which is just hilarious. Okay, terrific. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. I hope I lost viewers who got mad. I hope they heard me talking and they were like, "Oh, I don't like it," and just slammed their mouse button down to close the tab. I didn't look at the view count. Sometimes when I'm starting to talk about political stuff, I will look at the view count and just kind of mentally log that, and then look back when I'm done. And if it's lower, I'm like, good, perfect. It's... Whatever the opposite of taking joy out of being popular is, that's the condition I have, maybe. I was too busy gooning. You were having a full-blown gooning and edging session. Very, very good. Very good, Plankenstein. Dark Maul. Paizuri! Thank you for the sub. Dark Maul Manifold Assault removes the weakness of Dark Maul missing melee range. Yes. Unfortunately, silence exists, or else that would be a really interesting combo. Go off, Kink. Based and rant pilled. I mean, no, don't do that. Don't actually goon. That was a joke. Don't do that. You're gonna give yourself an injury. That's a sus name. What's sus? What did you see that was sus? Oh, let's shatter to take these statues off the field. Oh boy. Silence Panlords? Yes, no? Life is political, why can't streams be political? Yeah, you're supposed to have the right politics, though. Because if you don't, then you're a very bad man. Someone, I don't know what that means, Gridgem. Do I dare Google this? Is it... Oh no. Alright. No, okay, it's fine. That's okay. That's really not that bad. Ask my wife. Dude, she would know. She does know Japanese. That's Japanese, right? She knows a lot of Japanese, so... Honestly, with some of the stuff on the internet, that seems almost wholesome. Oh no. Yeah? What was his economic policy like, huh? Do not... You know what? I'm going to turn into Kamala Harris here. Do not come. Do not come. I'm going to come. Have you guys seen that with... They, like, matched up Kamala saying that, and then they like, stuck in Trump saying, I'm going to come. Clearly, I'm losing my mind here. Alright. This is a spicy floor for the end of the Ziggurat. I guess we have one more to go, but... I don't think... Did we trigger Celebrant on this floor? I think once, maybe. But yeah, Celebrant... I mean, I've at least confirmed that double harm Celebrant does amazing things in Ziggurats. I think they're relatively slow things, but it does amazing things. I do... There's this really incredibly wacky idea with Hemoclasm that I want to try. Ant +6, RF ++. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm keeping that one. That's going in the pile for sure. Okay, final floor. Wow, I'm fully surrounded by lava. They've trapped me. Did I go to full? Yeah, I did. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. Look, I'm just triggering Bloodright over and over. All this hellfire and I just don't care. It's amazing. It's just insane. Whoa. Let's go to full HP now. Gave you cat a saucer of milk. That's nice. I like cats. I like my cat Pierogi. She's really grown on me. It's very sweet. Mostly I got her for my wife. My wife had been wanting a cat forever. I can put a little extra joy in her life. I feel like it's valuable. Milk is... Yeah, they can have a little bit. But you definitely don't want to let them have too much. That's the case with a lot of things with cats. Where they can have some, but you don't want to... Definitely don't want to let them have too much. How's that phrase go? They can have a little as a treat. They're not supposed to have garlic. There's one thing that's really toxic. That stuff, that anti-tick medication. You don't want to use that ever if you have a cat, because that's super duper toxic to them. Little a salami as a treat, yeah. I love that meme where the cat's like sitting there typing. Alright, variability. Cats for almost 16 years, wow. Nice. My cat's only like 3 years old. Hopefully she has a nice long life. Alright. Okay, yeah, we can leave those rings behind. This is good. Before we stop the stream, I'm gonna try to repair my item situation, because I think we've come into some interesting options. Yeah, we have to get the strength boots. I mean, we're already kind of there in some cases. How funny would it be if that slime started eating the unrans? I know it can't do that, but... Flea tick bath stuff works. No, I'm talking about... what is it called? Permethrin? The stuff that supposedly wards off ticks or kills them or something if they try to climb on you. You can't have that around cats. Yeah. that's really good. That's... Actually, this is crap. This is basically just strength and +2 dex, so... This gets put in the poopy area. I don't know. Blokes, do you think that regen on my boots is contributing to me being able to top off my HP? Because I feel like it might be. That weird Reddit post? I don't know what you're referring to. Asking if it was cheating? Cry Havoc, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, that guy who was like super duper ESL. That post was hilarious. Can you like paste that text? That was my favorite crawl thing I've ever seen, actually, because it was like a little puzzle. I had to figure out what it meant. Can you find that post and paste it into the chat? Yeah, the is it legal one. It was amazing. People were like replying angrily at him because he couldn't they couldn't figure out what the hell he meant. But I knew there was some deep meaning to it, and I stared at it for 10 minutes and I finally figured it out. Yes, about snort as a noun. I kind of want to see if anybody in the chat can figure out without me explaining it. You figured it out after a while. Yeah, I want to know if anybody else will figure it out. Okay, so we can now wear the plate armor. Hold on. Pause for these items. Let's read the... All right, here we go. I found a snort, and I want to discover all the artifacts that I found. It's really big snort, so I can't simply gumble. Once I tried to discover what was the another artifacts. I've discovered... Wait, hold on. I've already cleared snort. But now I can create seated Spriggan Delver and find out all the variations of snort. What was the title? You gotta paste the title too. Because the thing where he said, is it legal? You gotta... Are you sure that's the whole thing? I thought it was longer than that. The title is it legal? Okay, that's the whole thing. Alright, so... Is that just a nonsensical shitpost, or is there a deeper meaning? Any crawl players? Obviously it's crawl related. Sounds like he had been snorting something. Maybe. Maybe. Or his English is just not so good, which is okay. I'm telling you there is meaning to this post. It's a perfectly legitimate post. Just written, incomprehensibly. There is some meaning. I'll explain it after I fix the my items here. All right, so we're wearing the plate armor of harm. Let's take a look at this. AC would decrease by 23.8. EV would increase by 16.5. Yeah, I guess we should wear the plate. Shatter is 4%. Well, now that's a little confusing. Why is Shatter 4% fail rate, but Polar Vortex is 2, and Chain Lightning is 1? What? Oh, I haven't maxed out. It's because I haven't maxed out. Okay. I was like, I thought I was 27 on all my spells. Okay. Blokes, false. Actually, that's an interesting line, but that's not what I think. That's not my interpretation. Good idea, Nebesis. It's not going to get me the whole way, but it will get me on the way. That's better. Yeah, I might have to live with 1% fail rate, which is fine. So your experience with people that write nonsense. You might think gauntlets are called snorts because you hear... Bingo! There we go. That is my interpretation. Awakened, yeah. You hear a snort, or whatever, is the thing you see when you get to it. And he saw that, and he just, instead of calling it a gauntlet, he thinks it's called a snort. I found a snort. And then he wants to discover all the artifacts. If you think about it, what's the deal with gauntlet, right? You've got 3 different paths or whatever, and some artifacts you never get to identify. And he says it's a really big snort. I guess there's a lot of paths. He can't simply gumble. I assume he means gamble. Like he's just, you know, rolling the dice on what is the artifact going to be. I want to know what they all are. Once I tried to discover what was the another artifacts. I've already cleared snort. He just wants to know what the artifacts are. He wants to make a seated Spriggan Delver to find out all the variations of the snort. By is it legal? I think what he means... Oh, Cry Havoc. Cry Havoc actually got the answer sooner. I didn't see that message. Is it the gauntlet? Yes. So yeah, that's my interpretation is he wants, and if he's asking is it legal, I think he's trying to say like, is it possible? Is it affected by seeded runs? Like, does the seed affect which gauntlet you get? And so from now on, I really want to call gauntlets snorts because it's just, I don't know, there's something wholesome about that kind of shitpost. I don't know if he was messing around or if it was genuinely ESL. And to me, there's like humor and joy in the intersection of like, or in the ambiguity of, is he shitposting? Is he simply ESL? Is he perhaps ESL and like 10 years old at the same time? So his English is like extra funky. Yeah, maybe he doesn't speak English. Although I don't know why you would write gumble instead of gamble. You don't think it's not a shitpost? Yeah, or is said no one? That's an option. That is possible. That's the funniest thing is it is actually a decent and reasonable question. And so I'm watching people yell at this dude, and I'm like, you didn't put enough effort into. You got to give him the good faith. Oh, you don't think it's a shitpost? I actually hope it's not. I just want to help that dude. Too bad I'm banned, or I would have answered very straightforwardly. I actually don't know the answer, but I would have maybe played interpreter for the people on that sub. All right, we need Aralek. If I recall correctly, we found a really funny ring with Aralek on it and all the beautiful things that we need. Strength +6. Well, that cucks us out of spell power if we do that, but it... Man. We get 4 points of EV from that, though. Damn. Is it worth it to do it without full spell power? I feel like we need full spell power to get to full HP. You need to download the game in the right version, run the seed, copy and save. So gauntlets are affected by seeds. Grammatics, grammar. I don't think that I can live. I don't think I can accept. I don't think I can accept not having full spell power. That's fair enough, Manibesis. Honestly, I'm impressed with anybody that speaks English well because it's as a second language, because it's a language that's incredibly inconsistent. Okay, 5 int is definitely not as good as Archmagi. I feel kind of sad about having this Ring of the Mage just like pooping all over my it's just like an ugly piece of equipment that's not doing much, but actually it's doing a lot. The only consistency is the order of adjectives. Fair. I mean, nouns come first, typically, as well. Big red dog. Red big dog. I wonder why you couldn't say... I don't think that's grammatically incorrect. It just sounds weird. I mean, you need some commas in there. The red big dog. Yeah, there's no... It just sounds odd. That's all. But there's not... I don't think you're, like, breaking any rules of English by putting it in that order. It's just... There is a certain rule for that? Huh. I guess you guys know better than me, and it's my first language. Uh-oh. I certainly would never write that, because I just kind of instinctively know that it doesn't sound right. But I didn't think there was an actual rule. Anyway, there's gotta be a solution that gives me my Arlek, but also lets me wear this damn plate armor. We kind of have the same problem as before still. A red big dog, a dog whose main characteristic is being big, and it happens to be red. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Typically the last adjective is the most important one, I guess. Yeah, that sounds right. There's using the elemental staff. But then I don't have double harm, and I feel like double harm is keeping me alive as well through super de duper celebrants. There's a tool to take the seed and spit all the artifacts and locations. That's cool. Yeah, this is an option. I wonder how much the double harm is affecting my celebrant power. You know? That's the question, is it doing a lot for me? And like, this is not a situation where it's like, oh, let me just test it, because I'll straight up lose if if that's what's key. If that's what's making the strategy work, then gosh, I sure wish we had harm on another item. Do we, by any chance? Nope, just robes and plate and demon blade. No, cloak would be ideal, I guess. What's my strategy, by the way? I have changed the meta, I believe, for megazigging. It's no longer all about Gozag, it's all about Celebrant. Now everybody spams level 9 spells. Celebrant with double harm just kind of resets your HP to full in situations where otherwise you would lose. It is not just spam level 9 spells. If I was just spamming level 9 spells and I didn't have Celebrant, we would be losing. Celebrant is bailing me out of floors where I otherwise am taking so much damage that I just can't live. I don't know. You'd have to see it in action. Watch the VOD, I guess. Swap to elemental staff when needed. Kind of. I guess. I really don't want to get into the business of hot swapping for resistances while mega zigging. Sounds mildly nightmarish. I will make a mistake, is what I'm trying to say. HP equals magic. No. No powered by death if you do that. No powered by pain either. So what do you do on a silence floor? I am kind of curious, I guess, how Celebrant works with Test it in Abyss or Pan. I could, but the problem is that the Celebrant, the reason why it's doing what it's doing is because there's so many enemies around. So it would be really difficult to duplicate the conditions of a Ziggurat where there's like a billion things on the screen. I think I'm just going to have to go with my instinct that having double harm is really important at this point. You know what? Maybe I'll just cut the stream and take a look at this later, because I'm sure there's an answer buried in all of these artifacts. I just need to think about it. If I had to guess, probably what's going to happen is we're going to do another zig just with this goofy +0 robe of harm on, but I don't know, it's difficult for me to turn down this plate armor, because having that much AC is just really nice. Really, really, really nice. But if we just find a cloak with Arlek on it, like, yeah, if we just find a cloak with Arlek on it, that would be... Have I maxed shapeshifting? No. But my understanding is that after 23, the only thing that Lich Form does for me is with shapeshifting is it makes Siphon Essence better, which is kind of a... That gives you more AC. Whoa, really? What? No, it doesn't. Lich Form doesn't give AC anymore, does it? You're thinking of like old... Yeah, you're thinking of old Lich Form from when it was a spell. In better days, perhaps. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of pull the stream and we'll, well... What if I... Wait a minute. I actually have the solution. Drop this, Arlec, and Int. I saw it right here. This one. 100% spell power. Full resistances, yeah? Yeah? Dex is a little low. My EV is only 13, but that's okay. What do I need to evade? I don't need to evade anything. You LCS me, I'll just Bloodright. Spells are still castable, 1% on everything once I get the training back up. It's not bad. I think that's the answer for now. It's not perfect. Like, it would be ideal if I had a little more strength and a couple other things. Maybe if my dex wasn't penalized quite so much. But it's pretty good. I think this works just fine. Okay, terrific. Well, that was 4 Ziggurats. We had a couple of slightly hairy situations, but I think we've pretty well proven that the strategy works. Now it's just a matter of sort of maximizing our equipment, finding a good artifact cloak, whatever. I think, if I had to guess, this is our final plate armor, like our final body armor. We're just going to be in this +10 plate forever, most likely. But it could change. We might find something else with harm on it. Who knows? But no, this works. There is still one other strategy I want to test, but unless this guy splats, this is just what we're going to be doing whenever I feel like doing Ziggurat stuff. Although maybe by next week, CCO will be back up and we can do some Bacadron Crawl, which I've been actually looking forward to. Anyway, that is going to be it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I am signing out. Formerly Malcolm Rose. Now I am Dusty Ridgeman. I changed my name because I like to write. Read my books and you can be my friend. They're free on my site, but I'd like some cash if you'd like to be generous. Cha-ching. Finding your way to my heart can be done, but it's my wallet that you have to touch. Dusty Ridgeman.